represented by Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
So who is friends of Saturn? In general, Saturn के friends कौन होते हैं? The common public likes who? The common public likes the prince and the princess, always. So Saturn has two friends, Mercury and Venus. ये
Venus.
दो friends होते हैं.
जी.
Now when I'm saying friends, what does that mean? हमेशा हमने कहा है शो पे, ये planet का ये friend है, ये planet का वो friend है. What I mean is when a friend looks at this planet. So if Saturn is sitting with Mercury or Jupiter, or it is sitting in the house which is owned by Mercury or Jupiter,
Mm-hmm.
which is essentially the zodiac sign Virgo, Taurus, Libra, Gemini, Saturn becomes strong. It gets a lot of power in the Kundli. ये अच्छा होता है काफ़ी चीज़ों के लिए. On the other hand, enemies of Saturn include the king, queen, and the army general, because they don't really care too much about, you know, the common public. We say the king is always busy with protecting the kingdom, thinking about what to do next and how to safeguard people. The queen, not so much. And the army general, he doesn't have much to do with the common public, right?
Yeah.
So, misunderstood planet. On the other hand, Jupiter, which is the planet of luck, grace, wisdom, is neutral. Har ek planet, whether it is Saturn, Venus, Mercury, is either a friend or neutral to Jupiter. Nobody is enemy of Jupiter. So Shani, ये जो planet है, ये airy planet है, it is almost treated as an outcast, correct? Outcast planet. सबसे दूर यही है. If you look at the solar system also, there is Saturn के आगे कुछ नहीं है in Vedic astrology. Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, we don't treat them as, we don't give them any importance in Vedic astrology. Modern Vedic astrologers might, but अब तो बेचारे प्लूटो को कोई planet भी नहीं मानता. So, so let's talk about going further, right? Saturn,
Mm-hmm.
he owns two signs, Capricorn and Aquarius. Both of these signs are actually ulta of each other. Capricorn is more of a self-centered person. They believe they want themselves to grow. अगर Saturn बहुत strong होता है Capricorn में, it makes you rather selfish person. On the other hand, Aquarius, which is the sign of wanting to do humanitarian work, अगर Saturn इस कुंडली में strong हो with Aquarius, it makes you want to do more humanitarian work, which is like Mother Teresa for that matter.
Mm.
Now, amongst both of these signs, Saturn is stronger in Aquarius. ये उसकी मूल त्रिकोण साइन होती है, which means जब शनि की दशा है, then you will see double the results in Aquarius as opposed to Capricorn. A classic example is Margaret Thatcher. She used to own, I mean, unki kundli mein, Shani owned the fourth, which is the house of marriage and adaptability, and fifth house, which is intelligence and popularity and what we call speculation, intelligence. तो जब शनि दशा आई, the first 10 years, क्योंकि वो 19 साल की दशा होती है, the first 10 years were only focused on home, which is trying to build her party, trying to get some adaptation with what. And then the next 9 years were essentially double, which is double the fame, double the popularity, and she became Prime Minister of England, remember? Shani is exalted, means extremely, extremely strong in Libra at 20 degrees. But इस शो पे और इस वैदिक एस्ट्रोलॉजी के कॉन्सेप्ट पे वी आर ट्रीटिंग होल हाउस सिस्टम, विच मीन्स अगर शनि लिब्रा में बैठा है इज कंसिडर्ड वेरी स्ट्रांग, नॉट एक्सॉल्टेड बट वेरी स्ट्रांग. ओके, तो अगर हमने देखा शनि लिब्रा में है, ही इज वेरी वेरी स्ट्रांग. द एग्जैक्ट ऑपोजिट साइन ऑफ लिब्रा, विच इज 7 houses away, इज एरीज. अगर शनि एरीज में आता है, ही इज कंसिडर्ड debilitated. But if he's sitting at 20 degrees in Aries, then he's very weak. Gender wise, Saturn has no gender. Jupiter is male, Mars is male, Sun is male. Venus is female, Moon
Female.
is female, right?
Mm-hmm.
This planet and Mercury have no gender. So when we see the fifth house owned by Saturn or aspecting fifth house, gender prediction of child generally becomes harder. All right. Vastu mein, we look at south, east, north, west. East is where the sun rises from, right? The exact opposite of east is west, and this is where Saturn is considered to be very strong. ये शनि का खुद का घर है. It is the seventh house. It is where it gets directional strength. So that is what we say. Saturn needs to be strong in west. So for you who's trying to buy a house, if you have somebody who's sick in your house, who's suffering from long-term disease and needs recovery, or you're looking to, you're just working for someone and you want to grow your independence, your hard work, west facing house is desirable for you because ये शनि का घर है. शनि का lucky stone होता है blue sapphire. Now blue sapphire is also called neelam. Okay, it's a
Mm-hmm.
very potent stone, I would say. Of all the stones in astrology, whether it is ruby, pearl, green emerald, yellow sapphire, diamond, or whatnot, this is the one stone which you really have to be careful about. Some people say that it causes negative impact on them. Some people say that shanti milti hai. Whatever be the case, think carefully before you wear a blue sapphire. A blue sapphire is usually worn in either silver or a combination of metals. The silver, copper, you can mix those metals and make it. It is always worn on the middle finger of the left or the right hand. No, you cannot wear it on left or right just because you're a man or woman. There is a logic and a rule behind it. अभी शनि अगर आपका रूलिंग प्लैनेट है, दैट मीन्स अगर आपका असेंडेंट जो है ना, लगन लगन लग्नेश, इफ ही
Mm-hmm.
इज सैटर्न, देन योर लकी कलर्स आर ऑलवेज ग्रे, नेवी ब्लू एंड ब्लैक. अगर आप मंदिर जाओगे, वहां पर देर आर दोज 9 गॉड्स, राइट?
Yeah.
जो जो जहां पर हम चढ़ाते हैं. इफ यू कैन
Navgrah.
नॉट आइडेंटिफाई नवग्रह,
Ji.
यू कैन ऑलवेज लुक हु इज वेयरिंग द ब्लैक क्लोथिंग, एंड दैट इज सैटर्न.
Right.
Saturn is again a planet. We'll talk more about it, what you can do if it is weak, the Karak, everything आज discuss करते हैं, but just keep an open eye, keep an open mind. This is a very important planet. The reason you are alive is Saturn. The reason you are able
Absolutely.
to recover from disease is Saturn. The reason you have property is Saturn. The reason you have stability in married life, family life, work life is Saturn. इसे हम कम नहीं कर सकते, नहीं करना चाहते. Okay?
It's so astonishing, because in general, the idea which people have about Saturn is usually it's negative or like people are scared of it. So, but when you describe it as one of the most powerful and effective, and you can achieve so much when you have Saturn Dasha, so definitely very, very interested to know more about it. Let's quickly take a call before that.
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Thanks for holding.
Yeah. Hello, Saket ji. This is Tanuja. My date of birth is March 30th, 1976, and my location is Satara, India, and the time of birth is 4:50 p.m. So my question is, I currently have a job, but in my current role, there is not much growth or advancement opportunities, and I've been thinking of changing roles for some time, and there is a role that opened in another team within the same company, which I'm interested in applying to. But I want to know how things look for me. I mean, is this a good time to try for that role? Because the thing here is, if I'm applying for another role within the same company, I have to inform my current management. And let's say for any reason it doesn't work out, then, I'll be, of course, continuing with my current role, but then, it's a little it will be a difficult and awkward situation. So I wanted to understand if this is the right time to take that risk.
March 30th, 1976, right? At 4:50,
Correct.
50?
Yeah, correct. 4:50
In,
p.m.
you said Satara, Maharashtra?
Correct.
Okay. Let's look at your Kundli carefully, okay? You're a Leo ascendant, जिसे हम सिम लगन कहते हैं. The ruling planet is Sun, जो 8th house में बैठा है, which is actually a good placement because जहाँ भी ascendant बैठता है वो घर अच्छा हो जाता है. अब दशा चल रही है आपकी सूरज राहु की. इस कुंडली में राहु acts like Venus, and Venus and Sun are not considered friends. Number one. Number two, yes, Sun and Rahu are exactly 8 houses away from each other. Okay. एंड कुंडली में अगर हम देखें तो वीनस इज नवंश में इज ऑल्सो वेरी स्ट्रांग बिकॉज ही हैपन्स टू बी सिटिंग इन टॉरस. माई सजेशन इज डोंट डू एनीथिंग राइट नाउ. Rahu aspects career. So it will tell you this is a better opportunity. I must do it. I must take it. But there is nothing that will help you grow in this other role. There is nothing that will help propel your career. In fact, you might be disappointed. It might be a setback for you. अगर आपको कुछ करना ही है, do it in Sun Jupiter Dasha. That is a positive Dasha which happens in June of 2026. My advice is simple. I would not do this thing if I were you. It is not advisable. It looks promising, but it might turn out to be pretty bad in the long run.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
good luck to you.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
If you have further questions, you can always reach out to Dr. Saket Bhatia directly by calling 408 639 5300. To everyone tuned in to Radio Zindagi, सुन रहे हैं Astrology Show with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Reach out to him directly through his website, saketbhatia.com. You can write to him info@saketbhatia.com. And the number again to reach him directly is 408 639 5300. अगर आपका अभी कोई क्विक क्वेश्चन है, स्टूडियो लाइंस आर ओपन नाउ. यू कैन कॉल अस 510-770-1550. Again, the studio lines are open and the number is 510-770-1550. And Dr. Bhatia needs your date, time, and place of birth to predict about yourself or any loved ones. So Saturn के कारक के बारे में आप बता रहे थे. So can we cover that?
For all these years, before the stock market has gone up,
जी.
the number one company in the world was always ExxonMobil, right? Oil companies.
जी,
You agree?
yes.
Wealth was always in terms of oil. We looked at Saudi Arabia, Middle East, and said, oil.
Mm-hmm.
This is where all the wealth is. So even today, we look at oil as a promising source. We look at land as a promising source, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Both oil and land are karaks of Saturn. Saturn, agar karak bahe, to he is the karak of the following: longevity of life. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
old age. He is also the karak of law. So jitni judicial jobs hoti hain, that Jupiter and Saturn both. Oil, minerals, so gemstones, everything, right? He is also the karak of traveling abroad, residing overseas. He is also the karak of land, the karak of patience, pilgrimage, the karak of lumber, wood, trade, and vocations. So ये उन चीजों का कारक है which are positive. But at the same time, he's also the karak of the following bad things: misery, calamities, death, poverty, sins, fear, secrecy, imprisonment, long-term imprisonment, hard work and no results, fall from grace, which is fall from height, dishonor, right? He is also the karak of poison. He's the karak of renunciation, the karak of delays, disease, suffering. Now look at it, Vedika. On one side, he's giving you all those. On the other side, he's literally taking everything away. He's not giving anything in between. हमारे हिंदू धर्म में कहते हैं, there is a judge who is looking at anything and everything you do. Okay. And that judge is Saturn. Nothing escapes him. It is impossible for you to do something in secrecy with Saturn not knowing about it. And that judgment comes every 30 years. When Saturn transits over its house, decision hota hai what you have done and how you have learned to live your life. If you have been working very, very hard and Saturn transits Saturn, you will be rewarded. Maybe you will be rewarded not in terms of money necessarily, but in terms of, yes, I worked hard, I appreciate what work means. Saturn का एक ही mission है. It makes you want to understand that nothing in life comes for free. Whether it is money, relationship, your health, कुछ free नहीं होता. Those people who go to a gym and they build a nice physique, it's not overnight, right? They have to work for it. Those people who have started small companies and made it multi-million, billion-dollar companies, they worked for it. look at all these charts, you will see one common thing. It's not luck, it is hard work, it
Hard
is
work.
Saturn. Yeah.
Ji.
All these individuals put in a lot of hard work, and that is Saturn. So Shani is the Karak of all of these. Agar Shani, abhi koi keh sakta hai, wait a minute. Maybe somebody started a big business, but at the same time he died very early in life. Yes, because Shani Karak hota hai for longevity. He is the Karak of this. But eighth house is also an important factor in length of life. Correct? So this year, while Shani is a primary aspect, there are secondary aspects also at play. So remember, if you want to buy lots of property, you want to start big business, you want to have lots of money, you want to have long life, Saturn. So I was talking about Karak. Now I think we can also talk about professions.
So we had a caller. He has given his details.
Okay.
17th October 1978,
Okay.
3:05 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and birthplace is Patiala, Punjab.
Okay.
And the question was that things are not going well in life. So, like, is a Shani Dasha currently running? That was his question.
Things are not going as per he wanted in life. And just to rectify, I always like to do that. October 17, 1978.
Yeah,
So
3:05 a.m.
305 in Patiala.
Mhm.
Things are not going the way he wanted.
Yeah.
Question is not going in what way? Money, career, health, relationship. Everything cannot go haywire.
Exactly quoting, he said, बहुत परेशानियां आ रही हैं.
अच्छा,
So I
देखते हैं
think,
क्या है.
yeah.
Let's see. So first of all, this individual is closing in on 47, 48 years old, right?
Mhm.
47, 48 pe the planet that matures is Ketu. He starts to mature. But at 42, Rahu matures. देखिए, अगर आपका राहु की दशा आई है और राहु मैच्योर नहीं, वो रिजल्ट्स नहीं देता. बट अगर राहु आया है एंड राहु मैच्योर है, देन ही इज गोइंग टू डू एवरीथिंग दैट राहु सपोज टू डू. इस कुंडली में लुकिंग एट इट, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल शनि दशा नहीं रन हो रही. शनि असेंडेंट में बैठा है, वर्गोत्तम में है, मीन्स ही इज एक्सट्रीमली स्ट्रॉन्ग फॉर गुड और बैड. एंड इन दिस कुंडली शनि इज नॉट अ गुड प्लैनेट. ही represents breaks, he represents litigation, disease, debts. दशा चल रही है राहु राहु की, and here Rahu acts like Saturn. So unfortunately, this is a difficult dasha for him. This dasha will continue, and to add more trouble, ascendant पे केतु चल रहा है. So he has a double dose. Ketu on the ascendant, Rahu ki dasha. So yes, it is not Shani, but it is Rahu which is causing problems for this person. Uh, I think what he needs to do is wait. 2027 में we are seeing some improvement. Okay, उससे पहले we don't see much of an improvement coming, whether it is career or money or relationship, nothing. Saturn इनके 8वें घर में है. He is aspecting career, he aspects money, he aspects relationship. He is not going to give anything easily to this person. रेमेडी
I hope.
यही है कि इनका 7.5 चल रहा है.
जी.
रेमेडी में आई वुड जस्ट से, do what Sadesati you're supposed to do, which is burn that light diya every Saturday. Try donating something to widows or blind people on Saturday. That
Mhm.
is considered good for you. So this is a test, but you'll have to go through it.
Yeah, I just hope that answers your question. And if you have further questions or if you want to know more about what Dr. Bhatia just answered, आप directly reach out कीजिए उन्हें. Number is 408-639-5300. And you'll get all the details about him through his website, saketbhatia.com. We have another caller waiting. Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
The year is 1968 and time is 6:02. Born in Maharashtra, Aurangabad. So my question is, I've been working in this company for very long. Would I get any promotion? Is there any chances of getting promotion? But because sometimes I feel I would, and sometimes like it's not there. So if it is there, would I get it? If I get it, when would I get it?
So let's start again, because when you started talking, you were fading in and out. What is the exact date again?
It's 1968,
Which year and month?
June 13,
June 13, 1968. Okay. And the time?
2 p.m.
6:02 p.m. Okay. And the rest I have. Rest is Aurangabad, Maharashtra, right? Now, looking at your Kundli, you're a Scorpio ascendant run by Mars, जिसे हम वृश्चिक लगन कहते हैं. Okay. आपका moon is very well placed in Capricorn. तो मकर राशि है. Let's look at your career, because those are your questions, right? Career, you want promotion, so we'll look at 10th house.
Yeah, because I'm working in this company for long.
That's fine. Career is run by 10th house, and that is run by Sun. Now, we don't have Sun Dasha running. We also don't have any aspect on that house, unfortunately. Dasha hai Saturn Mercury ki. That will get over next year in October. Shani Dasha chal rahi hai. Is Kundli mein Shani happens to be a mild malefic, which is not the best planet for you. I would say the best promotion time will come not now, but in 2 years from today, or 1.5 years from today. If you can wait a year and a half, it is more advisable and better. If you do get a promotion right now, it will be incremental. Nothing that you will be very happy with, not you'll be very proud of. You're really going to have to wait a year and a half for something nice. So like May of 2027 में कुछ अच्छा आएगा. उससे पहले आना मुश्किल है. It will be more like, maybe a little bit of pay rise or just a minor bump. But I suggest go look for something better. You can get something better starting October of next year or May of next year, actually. Do that. Rather than waiting for a promotion, go find a better job. That will give you a bump. And then again, a year and a half from today, hopefully you'll get something even bigger and better. Okay? Good luck.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So we were talking about Saturn. Are there any remedies for weak or afflicted Saturn?
Careful again, because that was the blue sapphire I said.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those that needs to be dealt with very delicately. It's not कि सब कर सकते हैं. Another thing we do for Saturn, which is weak or afflicted, is also trying to do Shani Jap, Shani Mantra, or Shani represents, old age, right? So donating money to widows, donating money to blind people in charity, donating blankets to people, black blankets during this winter season is considered good for Shani. It's used to make Shani strong, and also used to make Shani lightly weak if he is very strong in your kundli.
And all black things donation, you said. So like kuch bhi
Black.
kale chane, kala til, anything black they can donate.
Kala chana, kala til. You can also donate iron.
And yes.
Yeah, iron is good for Shani. You can donate, black nails, kille jo hote hain, people can donate that. You can also donate musk. Another thing recommended is cow feeding on Saturdays. Very hard to do here, but if you can.
Yeah, there are goshalas, by the way.
Yes, they have in Milpitas also. And
Yes.
you can do that on a Saturday.
So we have a caller waiting. Let's quickly take a call. Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
जी क्वेश्चन मेरी एक अमेरिकन फ्रेंड है, मायरा नाम है उसका, वो पूछना चाह रही थी अपने लिए, उसका क्वेश्चन था तो मेरे को बोला पूछ के बताओ. तो उसकी डेट ऑफ बर्थ है March 1st, 1991, फेडरल वे, वॉशिंगटन स्टेट, और 4:09 शाम को.
जी, and what's
Okay,
the
और उनका
question?
क्वेश्चन क्या है?
हाँ जी, वो पूछना चाह रही थी कि उसकी शादी को 5 साल हो गए हैं, तो पूछ रही थी आगे जाकर के कैसी रहेगी.
तो शादी कैसे रहेगी इनकी?
जी, शादी के बारे में क्वेश्चन पूछ रही थी.
Marriage is considered business partnership, right, in astrology. और इस ये जब हम मैरिज या बिजनेस पार्टनरशिप देखते हैं फॉर अ वुमन, हमें 2 चार्ट देखनी पड़ती है। हमें देखनी है जो मेन राशि कुंडली है, उसका 7th हाउस देखना है, 7th हाउस लॉर्ड देखना है, कारक देखना है, एंड D9 चार्ट भी देखेंगे। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ द मेन कुंडली। अब जो मेन कुंडली है उसमें शनि बैठ गया अपने घर में राहु के साथ, विच जनरली मीन्स अ स्टेबल मैरिड लाइफ, ओके, बिकॉज शनि मीन्स स्टेबिलिटी, बट राहु मीन्स मोर देन वन। इस लेडी का जुपिटर जो है वो रेट्रोग्रेड चला गया, एंड हमें पता है जब जुपिटर रेट्रोग्रेड जाता है इन अ वुमेन्स कुंडली देन इट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड टू बी वेरी पॉजिटिव। अगर हम D9 चार्ट देखें तो D9 चार्ट में 9th हाउस विच इज run by Mars is actually debilitated. That is giving us a negative opinion of this. और 7th हाउस पे एस्पेक्ट पड़ता है शनि सूरज का। I can safely say कि everything is okay today, but things will start to go little bad starting February of next year. And once Ketu enters this house, it will make married life very difficult. अगले 3 साल के लिए मैरिड लाइफ इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी हार्ड फॉर दिस पर्सन स्टार्टिंग February of next year. Now
Like
she
hard
has to
meaning what
decide.
sense? What?
Hard meaning anything that she can expect to go wrong will go wrong. There is a
Oh,
possibility of fights, getting just misunderstanding. Ketu इस कुंडली में is the planet which is not welcome, right? वो आ रहा है
अच्छा,
इसमें।
okay.
And like I said, जो D9 chart में 9th lord is debilitated, there is I mean, she has to make it work. That's all I'll say. If she can make it work, she should make it work. राहु दशा चल रही है और ये खत्म नहीं होती 2029 तक. If they can manage to stay together till 2029, great. If not, then it's not looking good then. But it's definitely going to be a problem. Okay, good luck.
ओके, तो भाई डिवोर्स हो सकता है।
It all depends on what she wants. I'm not going to go
ओके,
that far. Divorce के लिए
या
थोड़ा और
ओके
पढ़ना पड़ता है, separative planets. But right now, focus on this. Okay, good
ओके
luck.
ओके,
Bye.
थैंक यू, मैं बता दूंगी उसको। ओके, थैंक यू, बाय।
You can definitely share the information, or you can share Dr. Saket Bhatia's number as well, 408-639-5300, and the website where anyone can get all the information about Dr. Bhatia is saketbhatia.com. लिख सकते हैं आप उन्हें अगर आपका कोई पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन है, info@saketbhatia.com, और या फिर आप ट्यूसडे लाइव सुन सकते हैं between 4 to 5 p.m. only on Radio Zindagi. So we did talk about the weak or afflicted Saturn. अब अगर Saturn weak है या Saturn कुछ health problems create कर सकता है कुंडली में, तो what would be those? क्या diseases या कौन से body parts हैं जिनको affect करता है Saturn?
First of all, let's see what Saturn represents. Like Jupiter represents fat. Saturn actually represents muscle. जितने athletes होते हैं, they are represented by Saturn. The best thing you can do is think of a farmer. What is the skin tone of a farmer? They are almost always in the sun, right? So they are dark
Yeah.
skinned.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever see an obese farmer? No. You see a farmer
Never.
who's more muscular, right?
Yeah.
That is what Shani is. Think of a muscular person who is dark skinned. Now, tall, lean, muscular, big teeth, in general, lethargic, almost always hardworking with no end in sight. Farmers को नहीं पता कल बारिश गिरेगी, क्रॉप कैसा होगा. They don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sunken eyes अंदर चली जाती है from all the hard work, right? Nails जो हैं are not well kept. They are coarse. This is a ideal Saturn person for you. Body parts that are controlled by Saturn: head, neck, bones, and teeth. And windpipe. Diseases that are caused by Saturn: mental trauma, stomach, acidity, gastric complaints, cut, bruises, loss of any body part, pain in the body, teeth problem, tumors, cancer, paralysis, deafness, anything chronic which can essentially kill you is caused by Saturn. Saturn ke professions, like I said, since it is farming, it can also be the working class in general. Hard working people, people जो government में jobs करते हैं, जो काम इतना ज़्यादा करते हैं लेकिन result नहीं आता. Right? Oil, obviously I mentioned that. People who work in jail, prisons, they are almost always tied with Saturn. Agriculture, Saturn. जो deep meditation करते हैं, Saturn, because when you're working in a farm or a field, you're not chatting with people, you're not talking, you're isolated. Any profession जिसमें आप isolated हो, like driving, isolated, right? Those are profession. Builders, which I'm talking about, जो building construction करते हैं. This is all professions related to Saturn. So Saturn causes those particular body parts, those particular ailments, and these are the right profession for Saturn. I think you will next ask me कि Saturn कौन से नक्षत्र में क्या करता है, just as we've been talking for the other planets, right?
जी.
So somebody sent me an email and said, you keep talking about nakshatra, but what does nakshatra mean? I said, here is the right answer. The moon goes around the earth in a circle. Divide that circle into 27 parts. Each of those parts is called a nakshatra. There are 27 nakshatras. This is Saturn especially becomes very strong and will give something or the other if it is in a particular nakshatra. Agar Suraj ke nakshatra mein hai, I don't care if it is strong or weak, whatever be the case, he has to give you eye disease. He has to give you TB at some sort, or fractures in your bones, or fevers throughout your life. Saturn will do that. So for all you listeners, if you ever have some eye problems, or you've had TB or fractures or fever in your life, which keeps coming and coming and coming, it is Saturn. If you have some problem with what is the right word? Fear of hard work, fear of future, कि कल क्या होगा, right? Reproductive organs का अगर problem होता है, that is Saturn in Moon's nakshatra. अगर शनि मार्स के नक्षत्र में पड़ जाता है, it gives boils, tumors, it gives blood disease to people. काफी लोग होते हैं जो खाना खाते हैं, they get a boil, छाले हो जाते हैं. They think it is always, what is the right word? I'm allergic to this. In Vedic astrology, we see Shani in Mars nakshatra. If Saturn is in the nakshatra of Mercury, it gives you poor memory. And as you age, that memory tends to go away. That is what causes Alzheimer's. We see that in Saturn. Lack of self-confidence if Saturn is in Mercury's nakshatra. Agar Jupiter ke nakshatra mein aa jaye, then it causes laziness. It causes high BP. It causes jaundice. Venus ke nakshatra mein aa jata hai, then again, eye disease. But agar Shani, like every planet, agar wo apne hi nakshatra mein aata hai, then it is considered to be good, robust health. Rahu ke case mein aa jaye, it gives you undiagnosed, untreatable diseases. Okay? And agar Ketu ke nakshatra mein aa jaye, it gives you intestine troubles. It gives you some dehydration and irregularity in your glands. So of all of these, we don't want Saturn to be in Rahu's nakshatra. Undiagnosed diseases. Right? So if some people come to me, I have been going to the doctor for years. I have head problem, not going away. It's not like astrology can do magic, but we can at least see that your Saturn is definitely in Rahu's nakshatra. If you go through all these shows we've done and you just listen carefully and even take some notes, you will understand कि कौन सी disease कहाँ related है, कौन सा body part कहाँ related है. It becomes a lot easier that way. Right?
Absolutely. And आपकी वेबसाइट पे जाके they can create their own kundali and they can see जो पुराने shows में बात हुई है, even the placement of different planets in different houses, so how they are affecting their lives.
It's important to see that. एक बार वेबसाइट पे जाइए, look where your Saturn is. Is it retrograde? अगर शनि retrograde है, प्रॉपर्टी आएगी लाइफ में, लेट आएगी. स्टेबिलिटी आएगा, लेट आएगा. पैसा आएगा, लेट आएगा. लेंथ ऑफ लाइफ लंबी रहेगी. So understand what that retrograde means. And right now, if the planet is retrograde, how is it impacting you? Remember, हमने एक शो पे कहा था, don't worry, oh, Mercury is retrograde. It doesn't mean all communication is going to come to standstill. It simply means अगर आपकी कुंडली में मर्क्यूरी रेट्रोग्रेड है, इट इज गोइंग टू इम्पैक्ट यू एंड इट इज ओनली गोइंग टू इम्पैक्ट 3 houses. The house where that planet sits and the 2 houses it owns. That's it.
Hmm. Right. So, listeners,
But
if
when
you're keen,
Saturn,
Ji.
when Saturn goes over Moon, that is a problem. That is what we call sadisati.
Hmm.
Moon is emotion. Moon is adaptability. Saturn is stress. And all Saturn is trying to say is, I'm going to stress your mind out for the next 7.5 years. That is what we call sadisati.
That combination, yes.
Yeah.
So I was just mentioning that if you're listening to the show for the first time, and what we were referring to was that आप saketbhatia.com जो website है डॉक्टर भाटिया की, वहाँ जा सकते हैं. You can just enter your date, time and place of birth and create your own chart. और जब आप अपना chart create करते हैं, when you see the planet positions in your own chart, if you have any questions, do reach out to Dr. Bhatia, 408-639-5300. आप उनसे मिल सकते हैं, अपॉइंटमेंट ले सकते हैं. यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड योर चार्ट्स बेटर. एंड द वेबसाइट अगेन फॉर डूइंग ऑल दिस इज saketbhatia.com, his first and last name, saketbhatia.com. We have a caller waiting. Can we quickly take a call?
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Bhatia. Thanks for holding. Hello.
हेलो
जी, yes, we can hear you, but आपका आवाज एको हो रहा है. आप रेडियो प्लीज बैकग्राउंड में अगर चल रहा है तो बंद कर दीजिए. जी, बेटर है.
2 फरवरी 10 1957
February 10, 1957.
1957
अच्छा.
Okay.
Time?
PM 4 o'clock.
Okay. And
Place.
date, place, sorry?
नो
Where is it?
पटियाले के पास है.
अच्छा,
Okay.
ठीक है. और आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है?
हेल्थ और काम के बारे में.
और काम के बारे में. अगर हेल्थ और काम दोनों का पूछना है तो हम एक ही घर देखते हैं, छठा घर, बिकॉज 6th हाउस इज हाउस ऑफ सर्विस एंड हाउस ऑफ डिजीज. तो क्या स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन पूछना है आपको?
हाँ जी, हेल्थ के बारे में फर्स्ट.
हेल्थ का ध्यान दो, क्योंकि मर्क्यूरी
हाँ जी.
जुपिटर दशा आ रही है. हेल्थ का ज्यादा ध्यान दो.
हाँ जी. ओके.
आपकी सेहत अगर आपको अभी अच्छी लग रही है तो थोड़ी टाइम में थोड़ी खराब हो जाएगी. 16th अगर आपने ये टाइम राइट दिया है, क्योंकि आपका जो असेंडेंट है वो 1 डिग्री पे है, तो अगर ये टाइम
अच्छा.
राइट दिया है तो हम कह सकते हैं कि अगले साल मार्च 16 से लेके 21 जून तक 2028 तक सेहत आपकी थोड़ी ऊपर नीचे रहेगी. ओके.
अच्छा, कोई डेंजर वाली बात तो नहीं है, वैसे थोड़ा बहुत चलता रहता है.
ये थोड़ा बहुत से थोड़ा ज्यादा होगा. ओके.
अच्छा.
डेंजर वाली नहीं है. डेंजर का तो सवाल नहीं उठता, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम है हेल्थ में, तो उसका ध्यान रखना.
हाँ जी, ठीक है. उसका उपाय कुछ कर सकते हैं फिर?
पहली बात तो आपने जो टाइम दिया है, अगर ये 10 मिनट भी ऊपर नीचे हुआ तो थोड़ा चेंज हो जाएगा. ओवरऑल हेल्थ चेंज नहीं होगी, लेकिन उपाय चेंज हो जाएगा. तो यहाँ नहीं बता सकता. असेंडेंट 1 डिग्री पे है. अगर असेंडेंट 10-15 पे होता तो कहते ये कर लो, लेकिन नहीं कह सकते
ओके.
अनफॉर्चुनेटली. ओके. थोड़ा ध्यान रखो हेल्थ का.
तो
एंड सेम
काम
ये
का.
करियर, काम का भी सेम है. अगर काम ठीक चल रहा है तो ध्यान रखो. मार्च 16 2026 से लेके 21 जून 2028 तक प्रॉब्लम के चांस है करियर में और हेल्थ में, दोनों में. जुपिटर ही है जो प्लैनेट जो ये कंट्रोल करता है, और उसकी दशा स्टार्ट हो रही है, अंतरदशा. ओके. चलो, बाय.
थैंक यू. सो हम नक्षत्र की बात कर चुके हैं, दैट हाउ सैटर्न विल एक्ट इन डिफरेंट नक्षत्र. कैन वी क्विकली कवर द हाउसेस, लाइक डिफरेंट हाउसेस में व्हाट विल बी द इफेक्ट?
Well, while we were on this, talking about all this, somebody actually sent me an email जो मैंने पढ़ा. अब sometimes,
ओके.
it's interesting to see कि शो के बीच में some people message me directly and say, can you please answer this question? So they said, आज की डेट में what is the planetary placement? Interestingly, today Shani is retrograde. शनि पाइसिस में है, रेट्रोग्रेड है, तो पीछे जा
Mhm.
रहा है। तो अगर आपकी कुंडली में शनि अंतर्दशा है या आपकी कुंडली में शनि है, जिस जिस हाउस में शनि बैठा है या जिस चीजों को वो ओन करता है, दे आर गोइंग टू गेट इम्पैक्टेड फॉर श्योर. If you're a Scorpio ascendant, relations with friends, happiness at home, relation with father, these will be severely impacted. It is going to happen for the next few months. If you're Scorpio ascendant, if you're Pisces ascendant, then it is going to impact probably taking you back home and loss of money, wealth. Also, mental state will be severely impacted. Suraj debilitated hai. Venus debilitated hai. So they are not going to be able to impact your कुंडली in transit. इतना याद रखना. ये ट्रांजिट की बात हो रही है, दशा की थी. So let's move to different houses like you asked.
जी.
शनि in different houses. अगर शनि हाउस चाहिए कि साइन चाहिए था?
Houses.
Houses. Okay, you say.
No,
तो
no,
अगर शनि
you can choose.
नहीं, अगर शनि फर्स्ट हाउस में बैठा है, makes you a very hard worker. You work round the clock. अगर शनि ज्यादा स्ट्रांग हो, you don't believe in God. You just believe in hard work and yourself. कि हम ही हैं जो हमारा करियर बनाते हैं और कुछ नहीं है वहाँ. You don't really have much body comfort. You're considered to be hardworking, slow accumulation of wealth. You understand कि wealth की value क्या है, but you don't really know कि why I'm doing this. हम काम करते जा रहे हैं. अगर यही शनि 7वें, 9वें, 10वें, 11वें या 12वें में हो, then looks अच्छी हो जाती हैं. You're concerned with your own achievements, so you will start talking a little. हमने बहुत हार्ड वर्क किया, ये आया. Okay. अगर शनि सेकंड में आ जाता है, इट विल गिव यू वेल्थ बट स्लोली. जो वेल्थ आएगी, इट विल लास्ट अ लाइफ टाइम. देयर विल नेवर बी फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेन फॉर यू. डेट्स नहीं होंगे, बट एट द सेम टाइम वेल्थ बहुत ही स्लो आता है. द वन थिंग इट डज कॉज डिसहार्मनी इन मैरिड लाइफ. अगर शनि थर्ड हाउस में आया, सरप्राइजिंगली इट गिव्स यू लॉट्स ऑफ वेल्थ, सक्सेस ओवर एनिमीज, इट गिव्स यू फेम, बट यू आर जेनरस एंड अ हैप्पी पर्सन एट होम. बट ऐसे लोगों का मिसफॉर्च्यून होता है ट्रैवल्स में, एंड एक्सीडेंट्स बहुत होते हैं थ्रू व्हीकल्स. फोर्थ हाउस में इट अफेक्ट्स प्रमोशन. वाई? बिकॉज ये डायरेक्टली आपके 10th हाउस को देख रहा है. प्रमोशन इजिली नहीं मिलता. जनरल प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स प्रोफेशन में जो है, वर्क लाइफ में, वो अच्छे रहते हैं. एंसेस्ट्रल प्रॉपर्टी जो आने वाली थी नहीं आती. यूल बी कंफ्यूज, यूल से, अरे ये तो शनि है, ये तो प्रॉपर्टी देता है, ये एक्चुअली ले जाता है यहाँ. मदर की हेल्थ खराब रहती है. एंड इन जनरल यू विल ऑलवेज बी अनहैप्पी इन लाइफ. अनहैप्पीनेस होता है जस्ट फ्रॉम वर्क एंड प्रेशर इन जनरल. फिफ्थ हाउस, आई डोंट लाइक प्लेसमेंट ऑफ सैटर्न इन फिफ्थ हाउस. आई ऑलमोस्ट नेवर से दैट. फिफ्थ हाउस में जब शनि आता है, इट कॉजेज अबॉर्शंस, इट कॉजेज इल हेल्थ ऑफ चिल्ड्रन, इट कॉजेज चिल्ड्रन हु आर स्पेशल नीड्स इन जनरल. ओके, डिप्रेशन देता है, ये डिलेज देता है मैरिड लाइफ में, बहुत स्ट्रेस देता है. ये ऐसा प्लैनेट है जो इस घर में मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता. एंड आई रेयरली से दैट, बट दैट इज द ट्रुथ. आई डोंट लाइक इट हियर. अगर आपके कुछ पैसे बनते हैं, वो चले जाते हैं. यू टेंड टू लूज मनी. गेन ऑफ वेल्थ अगर छठे घर में हो, यू छठे घर में, इट गिव्स यू पावर ओवर एनिमीज, इंटेलेक्ट, नॉट बैड, बट इट ऑल्सो कॉजेज लॉसेस एंड लॉसूट्स. सातवें घर में ही इज एक्चुअली directional strength. He is welcome. This is the only house in which Saturn gives you stable, long married life. आठवें घर में बैठा हो तो आपको इन जनरल लंबी लाइफ देगा. ये कारक है लेंथ ऑफ लाइफ का, अच्छा करता है यहाँ. बट एट द सेम टाइम फ्रेंड्स नहीं होते आपके. यू विल टेंड टू आउटलिव पीपल यू लव, पीपल दैट यू आर क्लोज टू यू. मैरिड लाइफ अच्छी नहीं जाती. एंड यू नो, इन जनरल अगर फीमेल की कुंडली में ये हो, देन इट कॉजेज मोर अप्स एंड डाउन्स इन मैरिड लाइफ देन यू वुड एक्सपेक्ट. नाइन्थ लाइफ में, अगर नाइन्थ में हो, दिस इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग. यू विल बी बॉर्न टू एन एवरेज फैमिली, एन एवरेज फादर, एवरेज मदर, बट यू विल एक्चुअली मेक इट बिग इन लाइफ. डोमेस्टिकली यू विल बी अनहैप्पी थ्रू आउट. ट्रैवल करोगे डिस्टेंट जर्नी में, साइंटिफिक रिसर्च करोगे, बट खुश लाइफ नहीं रहेगी आपकी. टेंथ हाउस में, it will bring you up in life and then drop you down to a point. Agar ye zyada strong hai, you will never be able to rise up again in professional life and career. I have personally seen this in so many people's charts. CEOs who have made it big in life only to fail miserably or do some scandal, never coming back. 11th house में अच्छा है, पॉपुलैरिटी देता है, फेम देता है, पैसे देता है, सब देता है 11th हाउस में. एक्चुअली अगर कोई हाउस में वेलकम है, 11th हाउस में अच्छा देता है. एंड 12th हाउस अगेन, दिस इज द हाउस ऑफ एनिमीज, फुल ऑफ एनिमीज. आपके बहुत एनिमीज होंगे. ओके, आप लाइफ अकेले रहोगे, यू जनरली विल बी वेरी डिसहार्टेंड, डिस्कम्फर्ट, यू वोंट बी हैप्पी इन लाइफ. लॉन्ग लाइफ देता है बट वेल्थ से सेपरेट कर देगा, बीमारियां देता है, फॉरेन लैंड में जाके नोबडी रिकग्नाइजेस यू, अकेले रहोगे. सी, दीज आर नॉट थिंग्स आई एम सेइंग, दीज आर थिंग्स दैट आर रिटन देयर. ये होते हैं, हम रोज देखते हैं. पीपल कम टू अस, दे टेल अस आई एम नॉट हैप्पी विद दिस. नहीं, देखो हमारे पास ये बीमारी है, देखो. आई हैव सेड सो मेनी थिंग्स. समथिंग हैज गॉट टू अप्लाई टू ईच एंड एवरी वन ऑफ अस, whether it is unhappiness in married life, family life, children, finances, fall from grace, कुछ ना कुछ है. Do me a favor, go check आपका शनि कितना strong है. एक कुंडली बनाइए, देखिए. It is not rocket science. This is you. Don't fight it. हम बार बार एक ही चीज कहते हैं. You cannot fight your destiny. You cannot do that. You know, many people say हम gender change कर लेते हैं, but you were still born in one gender. Right? You cannot
Right.
change that. You unfortunately are smaller than you think you are. There is a higher power out there which controls. Yes, you have free will, but that higher power still monitors what you're doing, how you're doing, when you're doing, and the results that will come. Don't fight your destiny, accept it. अगर कुंडली कहती है no happiness in domestic life, नहीं रहेगी. You can adapt yourself. You can say ऐसा रहेगा, I'll still make it work. Okay. अगर
Right.
कहता है कि you will not have children, go adopt a child if you want. If it says you'll make it big in your career, work harder, you'll even make it bigger. Learn to accept your kundali. And if you have questions, come meet. We can always have this chat outside of the radio show too.
Absolutely. So always ending on such a positive note. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for joining us. And we will talk to you again next week. Listeners, आप live सुन रहे थे Dr. Saket Bhatia को on Radio Zindagi. And as he suggested, आप जाइए उनकी website पे, which is saketbhatia.com. Go create your own charts. It's absolutely free. आप अपनी details डालिए, अपना chart create कीजिए और उससे जुड़े जो भी question है उसके लिए आप मिल सकते हैं, बात कर सकते हैं डॉक्टर भाटिया से. The number once again for that is 408-639-5300. It's 408-639-5300. With that, we are at the end of our show. Thanks again.
Thank you for having me. We'll be back again next Tuesday. Till then, have a good week ahead.
You are listening to Radio Zindagi. Easy